The other big team that's still a factor, fellas, is Tennessee, and we've kind of like slid over to calling them the bridesmaid because basically there will be a crowned champ out of the SEC. It will not be Tennessee based on that matchup with Georgia and Georgia being on their side. They took care of business tonight, 66-24. Nice little flex down there against Missouri. They real big blowout win, put up 724 yards. Just to remind people who they are, 724 yards, 33 first downs, and still managed to rush for 264 yards. So Tennessee took care of a Missouri team that actually took Georgia down to the wire. And then the Roman Army, Alabama, embattled, beaten up, probably psychologically outside themselves because normally this is their time of year to be closing out cases. They got everything they could handle from Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, but they beat them anyway, 30-24. Which was the more, I don't want to compare games or teams, but as you play it forward, I'm going to switch this from a playoff discussion to a Heisman discussion. Why don't we hear more about Bryce Young if people are really watching the football games? I'll just throw it up to either one of you two, and then we'll switch to Hooker.
This is a downfall, I think, of the fan voting and the voting process for the Heisman Trophy. It's all based upon wins and losses and media and so on and so forth. Bryce Young is playing every bit as good as he did last year and better. He is more valuable to that team this year than he was last year when he was to the trophy. Go ahead.
Let me jump in there with that, and then I'll let you finish. Yeah. I think if you take Bryce Young off the football field, this team loses to Texas. They lose to Texas A&M. And I take that back. They won with their backup against Texas A&M. But I think they lose to Texas. Barely. But I think they lose to Texas, and they definitely damn sure lose this game tonight. Mm-hmm. You're talking about a 4-loss Alabama team without Bryce Young. I think
you're talking ultimate last year MVP. He had 2 first-round wide receivers rolling with him, and he still basically led them. He led them last year. He's carrying them this year. And we got to say it again for the people at home. You cannot remember a quarterback in the Saban era that was not only their best player, they've had great leaders, but that leader has always been surrounded by horses and
he's their best player on both sides of the football. Both sides. He's the best football player on their team.
That's a great point.
Is he the best? Is he the best football player in the country still?